Hello guys, so welcome to PK Sir Classes, welcome to my channel. I hope you guys have subscribed. Yeah, so as I told you, there are a lot more things which are going to come. Anyways, so this personally I feel a very important video because many students, and it's the talk of the town, right? SMP is being considered as the most difficult paper. And after that, of course, FR, I think so. If I'm not wrong, that's what I hear. I don't know. Anyways, but SMP, I'm certainly I know that this is a nightmare for so many people. I've been seeing the same in in FinApp, in so many other social platforms, Telegram channels, and stuff like that, where people are questioning like, I don't know how to manage this SCMP. Then the comments I've seen below, me too, me too, me too, me too, me too, and some comment was like, वो तो मुझे मालूम नहीं है यार, मैं तो बस पढ़ रहा हूँ. I'm just reading it just like that. I'm just reading case studies and going on. I don't know whether I'm going to remember or not. I don't know whether I'm able to understand or not. So I'm just going with the flow. Then after seeing all those things, I felt that, okay, let's make a video where we can at least tell them what is right and what is wrong. Now, people who have already taken my classes, I've told them throughout the session of 150 hours in so many classes, in so many ways. I told them what is the right way to deal with this and why, according to me, it is not the most difficult paper as such. And it can be tackled in a smart way, in a very easiest way as well, if you are smart enough. But if you're not smart enough, obviously this paper is going to be a nightmare for you. That's the reality. That's the truth. There's no denying that fact. Okay, now, so going with this particular point over here. So why SCMP is considered as the most difficult paper in CA final, especially when it comes to new syllabus. Of course, in old syllabus, it was considered challenging, AMA. But many people, what they used to do is that, why? I'll tell you one thing, to be very honest. Now, this may hurt few people, but I always talk facts. So facts are facts no matter what. So in case if I still hurt you, I'm sorry for that. I apologize at the beginning itself. When there was AMA, it was an absolutely problematic paper. So what people used to do is that they never used to concentrate on concepts. I had the similar experience from my classes as well at that time, because I was mad fellow and I was teaching concepts even at that particular point of time as well. So some 30% to 40% the cult will be there and they will follow you when you teach the concepts. But the remaining people, they were like, I don't want all these things. I just want to pass the exam. Now understand one thing here. There are two types of students we have and two types of faculties we have got, to be very honest. One type is, I'm not worried really about concepts. I'm not worried really about anything. I just want to pass. This is one type of a student. Similar type of faculty will be there. I'm not going to teach you any concepts whatsoever. I'm not worried about that. I'm just gonna make you pass. There ends the matter. And the second type of student is, I don't think about passing. Passing will happen incidentally, automatically. But I want to learn the concepts. Okay, only then I feel that I can pass it in an easier way. There will be a second type of faculty also where I just want to teach the concepts, and there will be third category also who can mix both. I personally feel I belong to the third category. Okay, anyways, once upon a time I belonged to the second category where I was focusing solely on concepts and I was dealing with so much of difficult sums and stuff like that. Anyways, so during AMA, what these guys used to do was they just used to practice the problems from the practice manual twice, thrice, and the same questions with changed numbers used to come in the examination. They used to write it and easily they used to clear it. So it was not that sort of a challenging, except it was time taking. It was not challenging. Don't say the time taking itself is a challenging part, sir. No. And right now, the kind of qualitative challenge is the biggest challenge when compared to quantitative challenge. Okay. So now the SCMP is a kind of qualitatively challenging paper. Now, why this is really difficult is because please understand that this is not like your typical theory paper, like your law or taxes for that matter, or auditing even for that matter. It is not a typical problematic paper like your SFM for that matter. So this is a kind of application oriented theory. Now, when you ask me what do you mean by application oriented theory, see, that's where, because if you want to know how to tackle it, then first you need to understand what this paper is all about. When I say application oriented theory, please try to understand, we are not new to application oriented problems, but we are new to application oriented theories because unfortunately our 10th class and intermediate, we have studied that particular way. Probably CBSE students, and they will be better in handling these kind of papers because they used to have that sort of a thought process. But the state syllabus guys, mostly Ratta Maro Jindabad category. So by heart Jindabad, they ends the matter. Even I was like that because even I got 97% in my intermediate. So I know that I've got such a kind of percentage in +1 and +2, but I know what I know. To be very honest with you, sorry for that. Anyways, and I was a science student by PC, like botany, zoology, physics, chemistry. That was the subjects that I've taken in my +1, +2. Anyways, now having said that, now the point what I would like to tell you guys is this is application oriented theory paper, means you need to study a theory and the question will be in theory and you need to write the answer in theory, understanding the question and then applying the theory concept what you have learned into the question and writing it in your own sentences, constructing the same. Now, this is something that is very challenging, and that's the reason they feel SAMP is difficult paper, because many of us are from either regional language background, not from English background. Secondly, even if we are from English background, we have done a lot of wrong things. What do you mean by done a lot of wrong things? You would have gone to classes in your CA Foundation or CA Inter for that matter, and you would have gone to a faculty who has given you a good running notes in the class, which means faculty has given you running notes and you are dependent on that particular running notes. So all the English sentences are constructed by the faculty and you have by-hearted that and you have written it in the examination. But the point is, do you know how to construct your own English sentences? Is the biggest question. The answer is 90% of the students who feel SAMP is very difficult, they do not know how to construct sentences on their own when they understand a particular concept. That's where the difficulty comes. So when you read something, you should understand the essence of it and then you should be able to write it in your own way. For example, in my class, many of the students who have attended my class, they are aware of it. Even in transfer pricing and decision making also, when you are writing that analysis part, where you're writing sentences, I take the essence from the answer that is given by your ICA, because obviously our answer has to match with ICA. But I don't take sentences. I write it in my own way. And I've shown students that how you can write it in your own way by just remembering the essence. Now, remembering essence of a particular answer is very easy. Very easy. Because it's just one sentence or two sentences. The essence will be only that much. Remaining you have to construct on your own way. Now that when it is possible, when you know how to construct sentences on your own, that's where the challenge comes. Now this is a skill that you guys are lacking, and that's the reason not only SAMP, any theory paper will be difficult for you, to be very honest. You'll be only comfortable with the problematic paper. Are you able to understand? And there are certain sect of students where the challenge that they face is that they are very good in constructing sentence and all that, but they don't know how to adapt to the kind of situation that SAMP is. That's why I've written power notes. That's the whole intention behind writing that. Are you able to understand? For example, what they do is that they do something wrong. Like, there are a lot of case studies, lot of case scenarios in our syllabus. It's practically impossible to read a single case study which is around 2 to 3 pages. In your ICA textbook, if it's 2 pages, means if you write it in your notes, it will come 4 to 6 pages. In your ICA textbook, if it is 2 pages answer means, or 3 pages answer means, in your notes, it will come for 6 pages. Now, like that, there are 50, 60 case studies. Now, 6 pages into 60 case studies, that much can you remember? That's just case studies. After that, you have case scenarios. After that, you have got theory questions. You have got a lot of theory, first of all. Theoretical concepts you have got. So a lot many things to remember. That's where they fail to remember. And you're doomed in the examination hall. So you should develop those tricks on how to remember. Now the question is, so these are all the chapters we have got. Now how to remember, for example, if you look at intro to SCM, you have got these important areas: value chain analysis, value shop model, cost leadership, product differentiation. Now why I've written all these things? So very simple. What you guys need to do is that, so have a book, a 50-page to 100-page book. This book will be referred as theory book. Okay. And in this book, start with page 1. So let's say this is page 1. Okay. You'll start with this chapter, Intro to SCM. Intro to SCM. You've written that. So what are the important concepts? First, you should know this. You should have this list. Anyway, I've prepared that for you. Okay. Now, value chain analysis. Are you able to understand? Write it down over here, or value shop model for that matter. VCA. Now write the concept over here. Only some 4 to 5 lines, sometimes 8 lines max, depending upon the concept. Then next, value shop model. Then in the next page, then go for the next chapter, MBE. Then write about TQM. Next page, TQM. Write about TQM in some 8 lines. Like this. Next, TOC, some 1 page. SCM, 1 page. Supply chain management. Business excellence model, 1 page. Gain sharing arrangements, 1 page. Then next chapter, LSI. JIT 1 page, Kaizen 1 page, 5S 1 page, TPM 1 page, Six Sigma 1 page, or half a page, or 3/4 of the page, depending upon that. Cellular manufacturing, BPR, types of waste, then CMT. Like this, you have to do for everything that I've written here. Which means how many ways hardly you'll get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Somewhere around, if I'm not wrong, somewhere around in between 50 to 100 ways you'll have. Now, keep this theory book with you and try to revise it at least 10 times. How many times? 10 times before you go to the exam. Are you able to understand? Now, once you have revised 10 times, these concepts will stay here. Now, you need to understand how to tackle the case studies. Now, how to tackle the case studies right now? Now, any case studies, if you look at the solution of a particular case study, it can be divided into 3 parts. This I've told in my class for my students in a very detailed way. One is you will copy paste one part of the solution from the question. The other part is the concept, because every question will be based on a particular concept. The third part is the application of the concept to the customized requirements of that particular question. So this is nothing but a case study or a case scenario, correct? Or a question also for that matter, if it is a theory question. Now, the first one is easy because you just need to copy paste from the question. The second part is also easy, provided if you do what I've told you right now, maintain this book and all that, and revise it 10 times, then this is also easy because you will remember here and immediately you will write it down, because the moment you read the question, you can easily understand based on which concept this particular question is given. And the third one is the only challenging part according to me, where you have to apply your brain, where you have to apply the question to the concept that you know, sync both of them and then write what has been asked in the question. Now, let's say you are not able to do the third one here. First two you have done, no? At least 60 to 70% you have done right. You'll get marks proportionately for that. At least 60 to 70% you have done right. You'll get marks proportionately for that. So, where is the question of failing the exam? That's my point. That's my point of argument over here. Your case studies and case scenarios form around 60 to 70% of your marks in your exam. Done? We have covered it over here. Are you able to understand? So these things you have to implement very seriously. That's the problem. Then you will not have this problem of fearing SAMP like the kid over here. Right. So the right way to deal SAMP, I already told you that you need to maintain this particular book, a theory book. And of course, if you have my power notes, it's well and good because I have written everything for you. Because in theory book, you need to write that content, that TPM content 1 page means you need to write that content of 1 page beautifully, which you have to remember, which I've done it in my power notes. Obviously, if you have it, yeah. Now, it is neither a theory paper nor it's a practical paper. It's an application oriented theory. That's what makes it really challenging when compared to theory and practical papers. So you need to have a right material, obvious. Not the material which is a copy paste of ICA study material. Now, many a times I see students, because see, don't get tempted towards color and stuff like that. Yeah, look at the content. Content is very important. You guys are in CA final, so you have that sort of intelligence. In fact, you have already achieved a lot. You are already a successful people. So have that confidence in you. Yeah. So when there is a book, then you analyze yourself with your own decision making skills. You are capable of doing that here. You are already a successful guy or a girl. You are come to see a final year, about to become a qualified chartered accountant. What's stopping you? Obviously, you are already a successful guy. You are already a successful girl. You are already successful. Keep that in mind. First of all, you should be already proud enough. You should be already proud enough. So why fear? Little bit of fear is fine, but it should not be something like which will dominate you. That's the point. So have the right material. Very, 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 very important. You know what? When I've written my particular examination, I don't want to name certain things because it will hurt certain people, even though it's a fact. Because sometimes people go with the emotions, they don't understand the logics. That's the problem. So I'll rather tell you just the essence of it. For taxes and for law, when I was writing my CA final exams, they were, if you inquire with 100 students, most of the students, they suggested me, my friends in the sense at that time, because I was a student myself, some X book and Y book. I've personally taken it, I've read it. Because I've read ICA study material, I know when there is no value addition in the book. Say, if it is just a mere copy paste of your ICA study material, What is the use of again purchasing that privately and then reading it? Doesn't make any sense. It's absolutely stupid. It needs to have some sort of value addition, either simplification or explaining certain things in a better way or something like that. So I went with those kind of books, and they were first edition books, mind you, and nobody else have seen them, but I've taken it because I personally loved it, because I had confidence on myself that if I like something, I know that this is going to work. That sort of decision making skills you have got. That's the way you're going to choose the right material. Are you able to understand? Even for me, today I'll be very open with you guys. When I've thought of when the shift happened from old syllabus AMA to new syllabus SCMP, to be very honest with you, even I was not confident enough at one particular point of time. Everybody will go through this sort of phase. Even when I've written my UPS exam, based on that also I was not confident. But later when I've cleared and I went for the UPS interview, then I was like, okay, fine. I'm much more than what I think of myself. So this is a problem with many of the students. Even my students, I've told them so many times, don't underestimate yourself. That is the problem. You're much more capable of what you know about yourself. So try to identify what you are first of all. Try to see inside. So I've seen it so many times in my life. When I've written that UPS exam, when I've passed my CA after coming from science background, when I've got into so much of challenges doing business and stuff like that. And when I was writing this power notes for you guys, CA Final SMB, that's the reason which I can recollect. To be very honest with you, initially, I was not having this thought of writing something on my own, writing a book. I was like, chalo, we'll get to the market, we'll try to find somebody would have written really well, we'll try to find the best author in the market, and then we'll try to get that book, and based on that we'll try to take the classes. That's what, to be very honest with you, my thought process was. But then when I went and when I got different books and when I've read it, then I came to know that, like, what sort of validation I've got in that. I felt that I think I can written 10 times better than this. See, the point is, this is the problem with us human beings, is that we never have confidence on what we are capable of. Biggest problem. I know 90% of you people are having this problem right now when I'm telling you this. First of all, you don't know what kind of capability lies inside you. So when I've seen it, I've realized myself, I think I can do a lot better than that. And then I've started writing power notes. Of course, it has taken 1 year for me to write, because I don't do copy paste stuff. I try to create some value. And now you guys know why power notes is so viral, because so much of effort went into it. Are you able to understand? So why I'm giving you this particular example is because you have to choose the right material. Now that purely depends upon your own consciousness, your own decision making, and your own judgment. I've done judgment when I was writing my CA final exams, and there are 2 to 3 subjects where I've totally trusted first edition books and I went for it. Not the so-called famous books which 90% of the people were using, and it worked for me. I'm telling you. And later those books also became famous. So that's the reason I'm telling you, you have to trust yourself. For me, I'm giving you live example of what is the problem with me also. Even I was not having any sort of confidence on me. I faced so many situations where I was really underconfident. I still can really tell you that one particular point of time, to give a demo lecture, I asked 20 days of time. I still remember. I was so, what can I say? I can say fear, anxiety of how we can stand in front of that sort of a crowd and go with confidence and stuff like that. So everybody faces these kind of problems. Now, how you come out of it is what that matters. Nobody, just passes or tries to solve a particular problem just like that. It's not going to happen. So that is what I mean by right attitude towards the subject. So you should have the dominance. So I've already told you in the earlier videos also. So don't make the subject have a dominance over you. You should be the guy dominating the subject. That sort of what do you call the kind of attitude you must have. It really helps. It really helps. So material is very important. The right attitude towards the subject is, these psychological things really makes wonders. And then practical touch, because that's what makes subject interesting. It's not like you should just keep on reading those basic sentences. It's not gonna work that way. Now, for example, true economic value pricing in your pricing decisions is equal to, value of performance differential plus value of next best alternative, means you can't by heart that. In that case, you cannot sustain the interest and you cannot remember also. The best way to remember theory is to learn the logics and understand it. That is the easiest way to remember. It will not give any sort of pressure to your brain. Automatically it will be remembered. Why? Because your brain is convinced that it has got a logic behind it. When you don't understand the logic, then you have to keep a lot of pressure over here to remember that, and therefore you have to revise it multiple times. So that is a problem. Are you able to understand what I'm trying to tell you? Very, very, very important. Then visualization, pretty damn important, especially for this particular subject, because this is a practical subject. The problem is when a concept is being explained, that how things will work inside the factory, you got to close your eyes and imagine that something is happening like that. Then it will be easy for you to remember. So you have to visualize everything. So the more visualization you have got, the easier it will be for you to remember this particular subject. This is another biggest challenge that you'll be having. Very important, as SCMP is based on real life. Now in Germany and all these countries, where most of the times they directly take you into the companies and they show you in live what actually happens. But here we don't have that flexibility. That's the reason in face-to-face classes, what I do is that I do experiments. In fact, on cellular manufacturing, I do a live experiment. I ask students to bring stuff. On Kaizen costing, I do live experiments. So within the limited budget that we have got, within the kind of ambit of limited resources that we have got, whatever the best that I can do, I do it. So when I do that experiment, I see it in the faces of the students. They are in awe, like, okay, this subject is so beautiful. Are you able to understand? So you have to do that, or somebody has to teach you how to do that. You need to have a guru for that. Or if you have own capability to do that, very well. So this is also important. When you read a question or case scenario, then you have to visualize the answer. What has been asked? Okay, what should be the first step? What should be the second step? What should be the third? What should be the fourth? Okay, this is the way I'm going to write my answer, and then start writing your answer. Visualization, imagining the skeletal structure of your solution. All these things are the tricks which I have applied when I've written my exams, and it worked wonders for me. And that exactly I'm telling you guys, so that my whole intention is to make you guys pass your exams wonderfully. And of course, you will message me, and seeing that message and making, feeling happy. That's all I want. Nothing more than that. So you'll be able to connect to this subject a lot if you can visualize. So as you can see, the dots are starting to connect, right? I hope you guys feel that way. See, every dot is an individual knowledge. Are you able to understand? For example, I'll tell you. You have studied 5S. That is a particular knowledge. Let's say it's a dot. It is there in your brain over here. TPM you have studied, a knowledge. It is there here. TQM you have studied here. JAT you have studied here. I always take this example so that it will be easy for students to understand. Now, if I ask you what is 5S, immediately you can answer, okay, 5S means a series, Seton, Shiso, Siketsu, Shitsuke, sir. Siri means, sir, everything you will explain. Okay, very, very good, very good. Fine. What is TPM, Nana, sir? It's all about maintaining the mission, sir. Total productive maintenance, sir. That, sir. This, sir. Fine. TQM, sir. JAT, sir. Fine. But if a question is asked connecting this, gone. Because the problem is we have these resources of knowledge, the ocean of knowledge, but you have constructed dams between the respective oceans of knowledge. Now, this is one knowledge. You have constructed a barrier. Another knowledge, you have constructed a barrier. Another knowledge, you have constructed a barrier within your mind. And those two concepts are not able to interconnect. Now, you should be able to interconnect that 5S is the foundation for TPM. If you don't implement 5S successfully, TPM will be a failure. Now, TPM is the foundation for TQM. If you don't implement TPM successfully, TQM will be a failure. If you don't implement TQM successfully, JAT will be a failure. This connecting the dots is very important for this subject. Because your case scenarios and case studies will be combining multiple concepts from multiple chapters. So you should be open to everything. There can be a question from standard costing mixed with activity-based costing. There can be a question from standard costing mixed with budgeting, mixed with activity-based costing. It can be anything. You should be open for all. So you should have that open mind. Are you able to understand? So connecting the dots of all the concepts is the right approach. You got to connect it. So learn how to connect. So learn how to connect. That is the only way this SCMP fear can be resolved. Otherwise, there is no question of solving it. And of course, after that theory, the problem is solved, and then you have to revise. Revising is obviously a basic thing. Only then you can remember. There ends the matter. Nothing much is required. But other things I cannot explain you over here. When I really solve a particular case scenario, then and there, or a case study, when I read the question, then only I can tell you how to actually, read that, how to actually write the answer. Many of my students, I personally experienced in the class, even PME chapter for that example, performance measurement and evaluation, they were shouting like hell, sir, this is the most difficult chapter, most difficult chapter, most difficult chapter. I told them that it is the most easiest chapter. I'll prove you how. And once I've read a big case study of 3 to 4 pages, and even the answer was 7 to 8 pages, and then we have solved it in a very simple way, they were like, actually, it is very easy. And I've seen smiles in their faces. I've seen it in face-to-face classes myself. I've experienced it. And I've seen lots of messages. The reason because is that you need to know that right approach too. For that, you have to do all these things. It's not going to come just like that in one single way. So first of all, these are all the basics that you have to do. Get the right material, get the right attitude, have confidence on yourself. I told you, everybody goes through, what can I say, negative phases in life. I'm telling you that even I went through, even quite recently, I went through a big negative phase of my life where I didn't have sleep for many days. Although I cannot communicate you what it is because it belongs to the personal life. So what I can tell you is that everybody faces all these things. Without that, success is not good. It only tests how strong you are. Are you able to understand? And you have to be smart enough. I think coming on to CA final, definitely you have 100% capability, the mindset and the intelligence to understand how to tackle a particular thing. All you need is that desire from inside that, yes, I want to do this in a smart way. I should not be like a sheep just blindly following without thinking, just by looking at others, what they are doing and stuff like that. Are you able to understand? This is very important. I'm very serious about this. You got the point? So it's not like you have to be different all the time. See, sometimes following the herd is also good, provided if to your consciousness, if it tells that, yes, following the crowd is the right thing that I feel, then follow the crowd. There's nothing wrong in that. Are you able to understand? So it's like ultimately you need to get satisfied if you want to do anything. And you feel that, no, I don't want to follow the crowd. Now I feel that that's not good because I personally feel it that way. I want to do something different, then do it. See, it's all about it's what you feel personally, because you need to have that sort of self-confidence in yourself. Now, I'm telling you this. That's the reason I gave you all this example. I was so many times in my life, I was not at all confident, and that really has not helped me. Got what I'm trying to say? This is very important. So I hope with this, the problem is solved, and I hope you guys are happy like this fellow over here. Okay, chalo. So the point is, anyway, keeping the funny part aside, just have a smile on your face. It's not something that is impossible to pass. So many people have passed, so you're going to pass for sure. I personally feel that if I can pass, everybody can pass. That's what I personally feel most of the times. So definitely you guys can pass. There is no doubt in that, and you can really score some good marks in this particular paper. All you have to do is be smart, use your brain, and just don't be blind in your preparation. You know that to pass the examination, what I have to study by just looking at the question papers, and you know how to remember them. And you should just implement it without compromising yourself. It's as simple as that. You got the point, guys? Right. So that's it from my side. I just wanted to communicate this to you. I hope I've taken a little bit of time, but still, I think it was worth your time. I hope so. So if you really like this video and the kind of advice that I've given, hit that like button and put the comments, because I see the comments. I definitely feel happy if I come to know that it has helped you guys. So thank you so much, guys. This is PK sir signing off. Tomorrow we'll meet as qualified chartered accountants. Okay? Because the guys who are seeing this video right now, it's just a matter of time. You are going to become CS. Right? All the best. Thank you and Jai Hind.